The opinions expressed by the host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
It's time. It's time for
coffee time.
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 And here is your Coffee Time crew.
Well, good Tuesday morning, everyone. And as always, welcome back to Coffee Time with Blind United. Got my regular crew with me this morning, Carol and Pedro. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday, Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday. Well, actually, I'm going to dub this one Tyrannical Trump Tuesday.
Here we go.
Well, why not? I mean, he likes being in the headlines, so, that's what we stuck with, I guess. But anyway, no, I shouldn't say I guess, because I could always just do other stuff, but a lot of the stuff he does affects us. That's why I have to, highlight it. But anyway, getting into our interest groups for this evening, it's ladies' night, y'all. So we got two interest groups designed specifically for the ladies. We got makeup and skincare with Aletha Donaldson at 5:00 p.m. Pacific time, and then right behind her,
is gonna be there.
I'm sorry.
I heard Sparkles is gonna be there.
Oh wow!
Oh wow! At the makeup and skincare.
Yeah.
I'll have to join in just to listen for that. You know.
Maybe he's trying to find a way to get rid of all that acne from them donuts he eats. Something. I don't know. But anyway, so right behind that, we have our ladies support group with Miss Vanetta Davis Del Castillo. So again, come on out, check us out. She's at 6, so starting at 5, it's all ladies. You know what I'm saying? Come on in and hang out. Ladies, y'all can do some bonding over makeup and then, whatever other stories y'all get into in the support group. So, again, it's an interesting evening. Let's all come out and support them tonight. But anyway, yeah, this is, like I said, Tyrannical Trump Tuesday. He's still doing a lot of crazy stuff. And yesterday, it was some stuff jumped off in MacArthur Park. For those that may not know, MacArthur Park is pretty much right on the outskirts of downtown LA. So check out what they had going on over there yesterday.
Good morning, Blind United crew. We're starting with a major story right here in Southern California, so grab your first cup as we look at the events that unfolded yesterday at MacArthur Park in Los Angeles. A significant federal immigration operation at the park on Monday has drawn a swift and strong rebuke from local officials, sparking a citywide debate about the use of federal force in community spaces. MacArthur Park, long considered the heart of the densely populated and predominantly immigrant Westlake District, is a constant hub of activity, a place where families gather, vendors operate, and community life unfolds. It was into this vibrant public square that a large contingent of federal officers descended on Monday morning, creating a scene of shock and heightened tension for residents and commuters. The operation involved a large presence of Department of Homeland Security and U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers, some of whom were on horseback and accompanied by armored vehicles. Eyewitnesses described a paramilitary-style perimeter being established, with elements of the California National Guard also present to support the federal agents. The disruption to the daily life of the park was immediate and profound. A children's summer camp run by a local community center was forced to move its activities indoors for the safety of the children, who were visibly frightened by the heavily armed presence. In another part of the park, healthcare outreach workers who were providing vital services to unhoused and low-income residents were reportedly told to pack up and leave the area, interrupting crucial care for some of the city's most vulnerable people. This heavy-handed approach in a civilian space has been the primary source of the community's anger and fear as it transformed a beloved park into a zone of federal enforcement. The operation prompted an incensed Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass to arrive at the scene, where she publicly condemned the action in the strongest possible terms. Standing before news cameras with the park as her backdrop, she labeled the operation an outrageous and un-American act and a political stunt intended to intimidate the community. Her presence and her sharp rebuke highlighted the growing political chasm between local city leadership and the current administration's approach to immigration enforcement. Furthering the controversy and fueling the mayor's accusations are reports that few, if any, arrests were actually made during the multi-hour operation. The immense show of force, involving hundreds of officers and military personnel, appeared to have no clear enforcement objective, leading city leaders and community organizers to question its true purpose. Was it a genuine security operation, or was it, as the mayor claimed, a performance designed to send a political message to a city that has long championed sanctuary policies? The Department of Homeland Security has not yet released a detailed statement on the specific objectives of the operation, leaving a vacuum of information that has been filled with speculation and fear. This use of federal force in a local community park raises serious questions about jurisdiction, public trust, and the militarization of immigration enforcement. We invite you to not only share your thoughts on this type of federal operation, but also share in the comments your view on how local and federal authorities should coordinate in diverse immigrant communities. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Crazy, right? It just does not make any sense at all. Number one, MacArthur Park is a well-known park, here in LA. Like I said, it's close to downtown LA. It's actually right on the outskirts. But again, you got kids out there playing. Okay, you got folks getting free vaccines and health care. You know what I'm saying? You got folks just doing their everyday life. And then all of a sudden you look up and you're surrounded and you got people running through here on horses and all this other kind of crazy stuff. Creating all of this havoc. You know what I'm saying? It just does not make any sense. And then to top it off, like they say, they can't even find any documentation where they actually arrested anybody there. You know what I'm saying? So you done disrupted, hundreds, if not thousands of people's lives, right? Terrified these little kids, subjected these homeless folks and whatever from not being able to get, whatever free health care they can get there at the park, right? For what? For what? To put on a show. Think about this. Again, number one, I don't know if anybody's been paying any attention. They're suing Karen Bass. They're trying to, get her out of office. Again, like, what's her name? Pam Bondi or whatever her name is. The Homeland Security chick? The one that had the senator.
Oh, I'm not sure what her name is.
Yeah, had the senator taken down, right? She was stating in that conference when the senator was taken down that they were there to, free the state of California from, Karen Bass and our governor. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
For what? We ain't trying to get rid of them. If we want to get rid of them, we know how to get rid of them.
Vote them out next time you go.
You literally have taken 4,000 National Guards off the jobs they would be doing, like right now, where they really needed it. They needed on the southern border to help try to cut off some of this fentanyl and whatnot. Okay, and the immigration issues, right? Then you also got, California, we're prone to wildfires. Okay, these guys could be up in the forest right now trying to help clean it up, getting rid of all of the dead branches, and as Gavin Newsom said, raking our forests. Trying to make sure that we don't have something that can set off another fire. But you got 4,000 people here, and you only have less than 20% of them assigned to tasks. So that means that all the rest of them are just sitting around in, the National Guard places, the armories and stuff like that, just killing time, just doing nothing when they could be doing stuff that's so much more, productive, especially for the state of California. But because he didn't federalize them, we have no more control over that. You know what I'm saying? And he's just putting on a big show. California is the test of what he wants to do to the rest of the nation. I'm sorry, again, as we say in the beginning, this is our opinion. This is my opinion I'm stating right now. And bottom line, he's a tyrant, and he's putting on a show, and he's trying to flex his muscles just to see how much he can get away with here in California. Because if he can get away with it here in California, he's going to get away with it in the rest of the country now. So that's mine. What you got, Carol?
I mean, I think it's terrible. I mean, you're looking at the fact that sounds like a motion picture, something that I would watch at the theater. But this actually happened in real life. And to disrupt all of this, for what? What did you come out with? You were saying, Ed, that, I mean, they don't show that they have anything where they made arrests, but you cause all this havoc, these kids having to move in danger. Can you imagine? I couldn't even just imagine enjoying myself at the park or trying to take care of a health issue that's free, by the way, now, because they are just volunteering their time to help the community. And then all of a sudden people come in with horses and guns and masks. Are you kidding me? That's got to be a motion picture. It can't be real. Why are you doing this? To me, it makes no sense. And fear, please, don't believe the hype, y'all. You know that all of this stuff is wrong, and we should not hide based on what it is that he's trying to do. Now, I agree. If you're here illegally, then if you're a criminal, maybe you need to go back. But most people that come here, whether they get a card or not, they come here to provide a better life, not only for them, but for their family from wherever they came from. Most of them are working, and they working and sending money back. And here it is, you coming and trying to disrupt just something that's helping you. I don't understand that, y'all. It's a sad world we're living in right now. Really
Right.
is.
I mean, and again, what are they doing that's any better than anybody else? Gavin Newsom, in his press on this, he stated, look, I work with the government all the time. He said, I have literally deported over 19,000 criminals from the United States, okay, from the system. But he's not running around doing these sweeps, bothering innocent people. He's not bothering kids that are attending a free summer day camp, or, the unhoused, trying to get some free medical care. It's crazy. It's a show. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Pedro.
Yeah. Number one, all those people were not immigrants. They were citizens as well. We
Yeah.
have to think.
Of
Do
course.
we want to paint the picture of armed men in horseback, armed men in army fatigues and riot gear and all this element in front of our children? No matter the color of them children, they shouldn't have to see that. And it is true. This opens up the question to jurisdictions when it comes to public spaces within states, right? Well, let's hold the foot to the fire of the Republicans. They always say leave it up to the states. So now let's leave it up to the states on the jurisdiction we want the federal government to have. And if we can protect our public spaces from citizens being harassed or even being around some incident can get blown over, and I'm talking about children in that park. They were there. They didn't have to witness all this going on. Those are children. Let's think about it. You have to put yourself in those shoes. If as a parent, would like your child to go through that? Do you think they should go through that? I know, yes, there are some people here illegally. And yes, the criminals, they have a criminal background. Yes, they must go. But humanely, thinking of a crocodile prison like a Squid Game type style Netflix show is not the way to go. I know this administration, their president, is all about TV. Like when he came out on WWE, when you can clearly see his diaper on, right? Thinking he's an alpha male, trying to harass people on the street for show. He is a showman. And that is not right what is happening. Gavin Newsom has even stated he deported criminals. Obama did it the right way. It was no fuss. Uh, Biden as well deported more people than Trump's first term. Get that straight.
Again,
You know?
let's quit. Let's use proper terminology. Criminals,
Criminals.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
not just people, but criminals.
Mm-hmm.
Criminals. Yes, correct.
Mm-hmm.
And me as a Latino person, Hispanic, yes, if they're criminals and they have done acts, there is laws within the country. And yes, there is some people that migrated illegally, but we have to understand we've been meddling our foots in other people's affairs in other countries and destabilizing them. And we expect not wanting people to come this way trying to reach a better life because their country's in shambles. And sometimes, and most of the time, it's because our meddling. And we don't want to, we want to cut aid and support. We want to cut vaccines, aid vaccines to children across the world that are going to die. We want to be known as that country. We're known as that country helps, that helps third world countries vaccines with meals to these children as well as our own. Cutting school meals for across the nation. That's what we want to be known for. We're walking backwards here. You know, in the richest country, we like to boast we're the richest country, but we cannot supply a meal to every student in school. Really?
Hmm.
You
Really?
know, I mean,
Yeah.
again, this whole mega thing, make America great again. Why is it that everything that they perceive that made America great has to push us backwards? That don't make sense. I mean, we're moving forward. We're moving past all of this crazy stuff, and y'all want to take us backwards. Talking about make America great again. When has it ever been great for everybody? It ain't never been great for everybody. There's always been somebody that's been depressed or you know,
Homeless.
denied, basic human civil rights and, being treated like humans. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just crazy. It's
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So let's think. Let's ask that question to them. If you are in the right or a mega right, and you want to make America great again, and you want to go backwards, let's include that lobby law that they put in the 60s and 70s. Let's take all that provision about all that influence in government with the lobbyists. Let's take that away too. Then, if we want to regress, let's take all that out. You
I
know,
mean, I hear you. I hear you. But
they're not.
again,
They're
they
not
can't
gonna do that.
they can't line their pockets that way,
Yeah, they're not
but
gonna do that.
They
They're
got to
but
pick and
not.
choose what it is that they want that will benefit them the most.
Yeah.
well, let me go here. I'm gonna close with this one because we are at the end of
Mhm.
this segment. I'm gonna close with this one. Imagine that Blind United was at MacArthur Park yesterday having some sort of a function. We got 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 blind folks. And then all of a sudden, we got all these ICE agents rushing into the park on horses.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that for a minute. We're going to hit y'all with a couple promos, and then we'll be back with the next one.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United. Did you know that people in third world countries do not have access to canes? The You Cane Give initiative gives canes to people all over the world who cannot get canes. The You Cane Give initiative not only goes to these countries and gives people canes, but they give people canes and a digital recorder that is solar powered, that has instructions on how to use the cane and instructions on how to repair the cane. The You Cane Give initiative is a very worthy cause, giving canes to blind people all over the world. If you have a cane that you're no longer using, or a cane that's broken or bent, you can go to youcanegive.org and get a shipping label, and you can ship your cane to Jimmy in Tennessee, and he will refurbish it and give your cane to a blind person in a third world country. That website again is youcanegive.org.
All right. Again, we're always committed to trying to help Jimmy in his mission to, put canes in the hands of people that couldn't normally get them. So, just a quick reminder: we at all of our events, especially the 90s event coming up on July 26th. Hey, bring your cane. You got an old cane sitting around, or dusty cane, broken cane, whatever. Bring a cane, and hey, we'll put you in a drawing. We got a few prizes we're gonna pass out, to the people that bring canes, and all we're gonna do is just take those canes and box them up, and we're gonna send them to Jimmy, and he's gonna refurbish those canes, and he's gonna make sure that they get into the hands of people that truly, truly need them around the planet, where they can't get canes. So. Anyway, hopefully you had thought about what I said. Again, that could have been, 50, 60, 100 blind people in that park with no assistance. You know what I'm saying? We scatter, and then all of a sudden now we're getting run over with horses and stuff. So anyway, that's crazy stuff going, just when you think about it, at least, again, it still terrorizes them people. Imagine how terrorized we would be without even really being able to see what's truly going on around us.
Right.
So, but anyway, we're going to get into this next one. Of course, the story continues down in Texas, down there. I noticed this morning that the death toll is now over 100 people. So I want to highlight the timeline of what, how this all went down and what Trump was doing while people were drowning.
Hey, Blind United crew. For our next cup, we're following up on the tragic story of the Texas floods. As rescue and recovery efforts continue, many are now looking at the timeline of the federal response and asking what the nation's leader was doing as the disaster unfolded. As the catastrophic flash floods were tearing through the Texas Hill Country over the 4th of July weekend, claiming dozens of lives, including children. President Trump's public schedule showed a focus on holiday festivities and leisure activities at his Mar-a-Lago club in Florida. This contrast, combined with the timeline of the official request for aid, has drawn sharp criticism. On Friday, July 4th, as the first reports of the deadly deluge began to emerge, the president was hosting a large Salute to America political event at his club. Verifiable news reports and social media posts from Saturday, July 5th, show the president was playing golf at his nearby course for much of the day. During this time, his social media was focused on his political agenda, with a brief post offering thoughts for the people of Texas appearing late in the evening. The formal process for federal aid began on Saturday afternoon. It has been confirmed through public records that Texas Governor Greg Abbott submitted an official request for a federal disaster declaration at that time, once the scale of the flooding had clearly overwhelmed state and local resources. The White House officially approved that request more than 24 hours later, on Sunday evening. The president then announced the declaration, which is the critical step that frees up federal resources for rescue, recovery, and rebuilding efforts. Critics and political opponents have condemned not only the optics of the weekend's activities, but also the delay between the governor's official plea for help on Saturday and the president's approval on Sunday. They argue this time lag showed a lack of urgency during a life-or-death crisis. The White House has pushed back, stating that the president was in constant contact with his team and that all official requests must go through a proper review process, which was handled with appropriate speed. The response of a president during a natural disaster is always under intense scrutiny. We invite you to not only share your thoughts on the timeline of the federal response to the Texas floods, but also share in the comments your view on what you believe is the most important role for a president during a national tragedy. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
So now all of a sudden you want to pay attention to proper procedure. You sit here and make a statement that you were in contact with your team throughout this whole thing, right? Okay, well, it jumped off on Friday. Dude, you didn't give the okay till Sunday evening, okay? Come on, man. I mean, at the very minimum, you could have called your right-wing buddy Abbott and called him and said, "Hey, dude, check it out. I see you got a lot of bad stuff going on down there. You need some federal help?" No,
No,
you
no. He
want
only cares
to,
about himself. Remember
right?
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but instead, you want to sit around and wait on Abbott
Mm-hmm.
to reach
Mm,
out to you.
that's awful.
Then you want to go through what you say is, the natural process for making this stuff happen, in a timely, you say it in a timely manner. But again, when have you ever followed process, dude? I mean, that ain't what you do. I mean, you gathering all these thousands of people up every day and shipping up out of here, and you ain't following procedure. These people
Mm,
ain't getting their rights, due process, all this other kind of stuff. Again, you stepped into California over here. You federalized the National Guard. You didn't follow procedure when you did that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, again, you're just doing everything, but now you want to claim following procedure when it fits. Okay, when you can't come up with a logical excuse for your lack of empathy for people that are going through some serious issues. That's sad. That is so sad. So anyway, Chick Carol, go ahead, baby.
I mean, it really is, and here it is. It's right here. I mean, kids are drowning, and you shooting golf balls. That's stupid. I just, I mean, I don't understand why nobody is trying to get this man out of here. It's awful, that we have to suffer like that. I know that we're not contributing to his billion or $1 trillion account, but cutting things that we need. I mean, down here, they had no warning. And they had to vote on the fact of, okay, do we give our kids free lunch or do we get a system that can let us know if a flood is coming or if a tornado is blowing through.
Wow.
They couldn't pay for that.
In the richest country in
They
the
couldn't
world.
pay for that. But here it is. I bet you now they'll get it. But look at what cost Texas had to go through in order to get something so simple, because you're cutting programs that we need. This is awful, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Pedro.
No, go ahead. I'm agreeing with you, Carol. It is sad that the programs are being cut. Emergency programs that we need. EPA that helps people rebuild and offer support, even ground support, brings in food, gives shelter. They help with the shelters too, the people from the EPA and stuff like that. And cutting even the budgets for the weather people for the what's it called? OSHA? Oh my God, I'm
No,
breaking
it's
up.
Noah.
Okay, there you go. Noah, and that affects lives. What happened to a respectable president that when emergency is happening, he's at Washington trying to figure out a way. A true leader and a true person that loves to help will offer their hand first before having somebody, and this is what he wants, come and grab at his feet and say, please help me. He likes to feel superior.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most presidents would have canceled everything on their schedule to
Exactly.
deal with this natural disaster.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? But
That's
instead,
right.
no, it's more important for me to have my party. It's more important for me to sign this big
And
bank busting bill. It's important for me, to sit around and knock golf balls all over the place at the expense of the
and,
American people.
and you
You
want
know
to
what I'm
know what's
saying?
sad though? People are going to say, the people that are hardcore supporters of him are going to be like, well, that's okay. They're going to agree of what he's done. Even with the bombing over there in Iran, 95% of his base agrees. They said they were anti-war. Whatever Trump is going to do, they're going to agree. And they're not going to find anything wrong with him golfing while people were drowning, children, U.S. citizens. And the president was out there shooting golf balls.
Right. But
Yeah.
let's be clear about something. When Pedro says, 93, 95% of, the people agree, that's the people far, far, far to the right. And
That's the
although
bigger
it sounds
base.
right, and although it sounds like a lot of people, that far, far, far right,
It's only 25% of the.
I mean, and shrinking.
Mm-hmm.
And shrinking. You know what I'm saying? So
As it should.
don't think that just because he's got 95% approval, no, 95% approval from, 25% of American citizens. That's not a whole lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, again,
So
this is just crazy.
that populist line is a complete fabrication. They like
Yeah,
to say we're doing the populist, we're the popular, that's what we want, and this and that. The new polls don't show that that the orange man himself got mad at his best friend network, Fox News.
right. So I'm gonna do something a little different if you guys don't mind. Because this next article is pertaining to this same topic in essence. Let's go ahead and jump in, do a couple more promos right quick, and then we'll do the next article, and then we can continue this conversation until we close out. And that way we all have plenty of time to, voice our opinion about the little orange tyrannical monster. Did you know Blind United offers free training in assistive technology? We call them interest groups. We offer training in JAWS, NVDA, iPhone, iPad, as well as Meta Ray-Bans. We also have groups like support group, cooking groups, and crafting groups. There are also groups for entertainment like movie night and RS Game Night. For more information about all the interest groups that we offer, just email us at info@blindunited.org, or visit our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Group. We would love to have you be part of the Blind United crew.
Throw on the blue, yeah, we rep that crew. Blind United strong, we staying true. From Smart to 4X, come get your fit. Royal with the logo, we all legit. 15 till July 26. After the party, we raising a fix. Get it now while the deal still live. Loyal to the cause, we thrive and survive. Rock the logo, show who you are. Standing for the vision, we've come so far. It's more than merch, it's a movement we live. Loyal to the cause with all we give. From baked goods to tech, we building the way. But that royal blue shirt, it's here to stay. Don't sleep, grab yours before the shift. After the 90s party, it's a price uplift. 15 till July 26. After the party, we raising the fix. Get it now while the deal still live. Loyal to the cause, we thrive and survive.
All right. Yeah. Again, just remember, we got our 90s party coming up. The cutoff date for that is going to be July the 19th as far as reserving your spot. And again, that party will also be the end of the introductory offer for the T-shirts. So again, if you want to help us out and support and, let people know, about what we do and all that good stuff and represent, we'd appreciate it. info@blindunited.org, and I can send you all the information so we can get that taken care of. So anyway, we're going to move on into this next one. So first one, okay, what is Trump doing while all these people are going through what they're going through, right? So now this next one is what American citizens were suffering with while he was, signing budget-breaking bills and golfing and all this other kind of stuff, as well as what true, I emphasize the word true, American patriots were doing during this event. Check this out.
Hey, Blind United crew. For our final cup today, we're returning to the tragic story of the Texas floods. We've talked about the politics, but now we want to focus on the most important part, the people on the ground, the survivors, and the heroes. The stories emerging from the Texas Hill Country are harrowing. Survivors have shared terrifying accounts of being woken in the middle of the night by the sound of rushing water, only to find their homes filling up in a matter of minutes. People were forced to make split-second, life-or-death decisions, with some describing how they clung to trees for hours in the raging current, crawled out of second-story windows, or used floating mattresses as makeshift rafts to escape the deluge. These are not just stories. They are testaments to the terrifying power of a flash flood and the desperate will to survive. But for every story of terror, there is a story of incredible bravery. As the floodwaters raged, first responders were putting their lives on the line. One rescue swimmer from the Texas Task Force 1 search and rescue team is being credited, along with his helicopter crew, with saving 165 people in a single day. In dozens of dangerous missions, he was lowered into the violent, debris-filled water to pull stranded residents from rooftops, from the tops of submerged cars, and from trees. This is just one example of the heroic work performed by hundreds of first responders from across the state. The search for survivors continues, but the human cost of this disaster has been immense. As of this morning, the death toll continues to rise as recovery teams reach previously inaccessible areas. The focus for emergency officials is now twofold: to continue the search for those still missing while also providing shelter, food, and support for the thousands of survivors who have lost everything. The communities in the region are facing a long and difficult road to recovery. The stories of both the survivors and the first responders are a powerful testament to the human spirit in the face of disaster. We invite you to not only share your thoughts and support for the people of Texas, but also share in the comments a story of a time you witnessed incredible bravery or community spirit during a crisis. Now back to the Coffee Time crew for their thoughts.
Ah, man, this is crazy. I mean, again, I mean, imagine, like you said, taking your air mattress and using it as a raft, right? Because your whole neighborhood is flooded. I mean, I don't know if people, really paid attention, but my understanding is that that river rose over 26 feet in less than 45 minutes. Okay. Again, you got people floating down the street on mattresses. You got people grabbing on the trees as they go by and then climbing up into the trees because I mean imagine the water is so high that you're actually going through the branches and whatnot, the tops of the trees to where,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, that's
crazy
crazy.
that when you think about that kind of stuff, right? And then, we're talking about true patriots. Man, these folks from rescue and whatnot, those are true patriots, right? I mean, I hate to go here, but, it's my state, my governor. I'm going to toot his horn as well. He immediately called Abbott. Man, is there anything we can do? Can you want us to send our swift water rescue people? Because, I mean, a lot of people don't know out here. We got what we call the LA River. When it rains out here, Carol,
Right.
this big old big. I mean, it's big too, baby.
Mm.
With a little looks like a little creek rolling down the middle of it in normal days, right? But when the rain and stuff comes, this thing turns into a raging river that's rolling at 70, 80, 90 miles an hour.
What?
Yes.
Whoa.
Okay. And people are
Through the city
curious
too.
right through the city, baby. And people get curious and they standing there, kids, whatever, they fall in, and we got to have these rescue teams to go in there and get them. But my point being, Newsom called him up, says, "Hey, look, we'll send you whatever you need." You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Where's Trump in that? Oh, turn your head. I got to throw my golf ball over here because I need a mulligan. You know, I
Want to
mean,
do it
come
The
all.
on,
camera
man.
comes, Trump's over there. Hi, my golf club. Hi, my golf club. Hello, everybody. How's
I
everybody
mean,
doing?
all this stuff is
Wow.
Oh wow!
crazy, man. So, but yeah,
Shout out
I
to
mean,
those rescuers, man. Shout out to their
yeah, yeah,
families. I know why that person's wife must be stressing and stuff, but shout out to that team, that rescue team that saved over 100 people and put their lives on the line. These brave men and women that sacrifice, that put their life in danger to help other people in need in needed situations, especially in something like this. It could be a fire, it could be a rolling flood, it could be a tornado, hurricane, whatever it is. We have men and women that are true patriots that will put their life on the line for other American citizens because we are a country like that. You know what I mean? We have people and that go into these rescue groups or even into our even our veterans, our military. We got people that put their life on the line, and I'm talking about the bottom, the people that put their boots on the ground, their actual boots. I'm not talking
right.
about Washington. I'm talking about the
Right.
people that get in the helicopter and like that man that jumped in that water, that rolling rapid water, and put his life on the line. I'm talking about those people. Those people are I give a great shout out to, a great gratitude to, because without them, even in the occasion, let's just think about it. In a rolling flood like that, no warning, being a blind individual, we won't be able to see a tree coming up to grab onto it unless we smack into it. Then we grab on it. But think about it. Going through something dangerous like that as a visually impaired person, warning is key for us. Early warning is key for us, especially in the blind community.
It's mandatory for
Yes,
us.
it's mandatory. And here, right here in my home state of Texas, I mean, there's so many heroes that have just risked their lives trying to save other lives. And it just goes to show how beautiful America is. Even though he's trying to send all of these individuals back, that aren't criminals. in disasters like this, we don't care if you were born here, if you black, white, gay, straight. We just want to be saved. And a lot of times people forget that human people, us, all of this stuff we pull together in times like these.
Every
The
time.
politics are there, yes, but here it is. People are drowning. People need help, but others, people that represent America, not him, have showed up. He's playing golf. And my hat goes off to Newsom, your governor, reaching out to Abbott, because that's something he should have done. Maybe that may be something that Newsom will want to do in the future, because somebody has to take this man down. Somebody's
Well,
got to replace him. Yes, he has some time still there, but if we can survive everything that he's throwing at us, somebody on his side, on the way right side, they gotta fold, because what's happening right now is just not supposed to be the way we are as Americans.
you
So,
know,
my hat goes off to anybody that's down here trying to still help save, people. Yes,
you
it's
know,
tragic. Children are drowning and you
so
shooting a golf ball.
so I mean, again, not that it matters at this point, right? But I would
Hmm.
like to, you know, when it's all said and done, after everything, we able to recover and save as many. But hopefully, we can still find some more people still alive that was able to survive. But uh, you know, but again, once all of this is said and done, and history, I'd like to know how many of those mega supporters were caught up in this disaster. But
Hmm.
yet it was, none for the most part, I would think. But again,
Yeah.
non mega supporters that showed up to help
Right.
out. You
To
know what
help out.
I mean? I
Yeah.
mean, as far as what Newsom is doing what Americans do. The true spirit of America is we come together in times of need. I mean, look at what happened, with 9/11. I know it was a long time ago now, but man, look at what happened during that time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people band together. They didn't care what color you was. Matter of fact, because of all the ash, you couldn't even tell what color people were. You know, I mean, they were just people covered in ash going around trying to help one another through this
Right.
disaster. I mean, every time one
Mhm.
of these things jumps off, we're there. That's what we do. That's
Hmm.
our spirit. That's our American spirit. And
Yes.
and here's the crazy part: it doesn't matter whether it happens here or it happens in another country.
Right.
We go and we help because that's what we do. We don't sit on a golf course.
And
We
we
don't.
do that. We do
We
that
don't.
also because
Yeah.
we're powerful country in the world, like they like to state, like they
Hmm.
like to state all the time. We're the powerful country in the world. Let's act like it.
But that gives us power. You understand what I'm saying? People
Yeah.
respect us
Mm-hmm.
because of the way we do.
Our
We
humanity.
we have no respect in the world's theater anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Oh.
it's other countries. I mean, they just don't give a damn about us now. I mean, people are actually, they're not turning their back on American people, but they're turning their backs on the American government because of what this man is doing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, right quick,
Oh.
Daniel popped into the comments and he went off topic on us, but he great support group last night. I appreciate you, Daniel.
Hey, Daniel.
you know,
Popular support group. Popular
popular
support.
support group.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
it jumps off every 2 weeks. It jumps off, y'all. So,
Oh,
but
Hmm.
also, did y'all hear? I don't know if y'all have watched a couple of videos online or watched a couple of newscasts, but like Fox News were saying that this flood, uh, this catastrophe is a Democrat side. It's the left wing's fault that this is happening.
What?
well, I mean, even Trump tried to blame. Well, this is actually Biden's procedure. I mean, although I don't blame Biden.
You want to know what they were saying on Fox News?
Go ahead.
Because of the Cloud City, it's a conspiracy for them. because of the because of the uh they were saying the left wing handles the system that shoots out the warning as well. And this is
I hadn't heard that.
propaganda as well. Come on. Come
Well,
on.
I mean, again, but let's go here. Even one of his most loyal folks that has recently turned against him, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she tried to make the statement that we actually control the weather. The Democrats. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on,
Wow.
man. If we could control the weather, why would we do all this? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? We, set it up where it rains everywhere. Maybe two, three, at least once or twice a week. You know what I'm saying? At night while everybody's asleep, so it doesn't really disturb a whole lot of folks. All the country gets fed with water, and all of our farms gets all the water they need. Our grass gets all the water it needs. All this other kind of stuff. If we can control it, why wouldn't we do that rather than hurt people
Yes.
Right.
with
We will
these
fill up our
hurricanes and
rivers.
tornadoes and
We
all
will
that?
fill up our dry spots. We will make it rain in California, so we won't have this burning.
All them fires,
Yes.
up there with
Come
you
on.
on. Yeah.
All of that. If we could control the weather, how about we just turn the rain on when a fire hits?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, we need some tyrannical rain up
Well, no,
in the
let me go
redwood
here.
forest right now.
Let me go here. No, the fires were started with the space laser we have.
Yeah, all of
Lord.
that. I mean, it's just all of these different conspiracies and whatnot, and it just doesn't make any sense, y'all. I mean, think
Crackpot
about it.
theories. They give a conspiracy a wrong like the wrong way to use it. I say crackpot
Well, I
theory.
hate to go here, but the far right, they give conspiracy theory a bad name.
They do. Because there has been some conspiracies that has come to light, and they're true conspiracies, but that word when they're like a conspiracy, that right wing people have gave it a bad name because there has been true conspiracies.
Right.
Right. I
Well,
mean, it's.
if it don't sound right, it probably ain't right. And if you keep that in mind, you'll be okay.
I mean, I agree. I mean, this stuff is just crazy. I mean, hey, trust and believe. We
Mhm,
wish we could control the weather. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying?
mhm.
And yes, we're the ones. You can say that we're the ones that's passing out. The information when we're in office.
Mm,
Yes, that's what we do. But again, we do everything we can to make sure that these systems
are working.
are working and have the resources they need to, as accurately as possible, predict the weather.
Yeah.
Keyword predict.
Yeah, and then that also goes with updating equipment, upgrading equipment, updating software, and getting when they get new equipment, they get overall pictures, and this is how we come up with new terms to describe the effects that's happening, like atmospheric rivers, heat domes, because the instrumentation has been upgraded. The instruments always evolve as technology. We see our phones evolving all the time. Every year we get a new one. Every year and a half, there's a new type of TV or a new type of streaming device, a new type of laptop, a new type of RAM processing chip.
All of that.
So
Right.
we have to always maintain our warning system, update our warning system. I don't know. Remember a few years
Well,
back in
it's
Hawaii?
it's also Pedro. Yes, number one, make sure we got the best equipment possible to use and work with. But it's also extremely important to make sure that we have experts,
Oh yeah, of
leaders
course.
in the
Right.
field
That's right.
on duty 24/7
That know
Hmm.
how to monitor that.
that know how to monitor that stuff. I mean, again, this river rose again 20 something feet in 45 minutes. Well, bottom line, they would have been able to monitor that. They would have been
Mm-hmm.
seeing that. They would have been saying, you know what? This is getting ready to get out of hand really, really fast. we need to get these people out the way. I mean,
Right.
I mean, again, 45 minutes doesn't sound like a lot of time, but I'm pretty sure that, if everything was in place and remember, this happened during the middle of the night. Where is people going to normally cut staffing when you're already shorthanded, right? They're going
At
to cut it
night.
at night. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
again, you had no experts on duty at the time
Yeah.
that could see this coming.
And it's
Yeah.
it's heartbreaking. It's horrible to think of being in a situation like that, being a complete blind person. Unfathomable to think about what some people had to go through to survive, and
Right.
the victims that passed away. My heart goes out to their parents, family, or mom or dad, whoever they may be. My heart goes out to you guys in Texas for this storm, and we shouldn't have casualties because of funding.
I
It's
Not at
just
agree.
all.
I agree.
Not in the richest country in the world.
not
That's
in the
right.
richest country in the world. Correct.
You
Correct.
know, I mean, again, and like Pedro said, bring this back around and think about it. Imagine, one of us, in our
Mm-hmm.
community, blind, visually impaired, and something like this happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It could happen to any of us. We're just like everybody else.
And
We
and and,
live, we
and
live
I mean, I'm
everywhere.
50
mhm.
miles away, right here in Texas,
And there could
and
have been
what
a
if
blind person there. We don't know yet. But just put yourself in situations. I always tell people, put yourself in those shoes. Think about it. Really feel it with your heart, and you could feel pain. It's sad. I could just, oh my God, especially children. Some people that can't swim. It could be horrifying.
oh
The
yeah.
current. When I'm in the ocean and I lose a little bit of footing, or if I'm swimming, a current kind of grabs me. You could feel the force, and I'm like, whoa! I start panicking already, and that's just with a little current,
Right.
you know. And
Right.
oof,
Well, for those that don't know my brother, he's just recently learned how to swim, so I can
yeah,
understand that panic.
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Me, me, I grew up at the beach, so again, I've known how to swim all my life. So
If
you
I can't
know,
swim.
I can't swim
So
either.
I would
Like
be horrified,
a little bit, but man, just putting myself in the shoes, and I remember feeling that feeling before. But man, imagine that feeling 100 times. Like, oh my
but it
God,
also it also makes a point, not necessarily trying to go off topic, right? But it also makes a point to where everybody needs to learn how to swim.
Yeah,
mm-hmm,
I mean, I'm
that's true.
sorry. Everybody needs to learn how to swim. What would you do if you were in one of them houses and this flood came and you woke up and went, oh, damn, we got water coming up the stairs?
right.
Again, what are you going to do? If
Yeah,
you don't know
Yeah,
how to swim,
you're
all
right.
you can do is
I'm in
go
trouble.
up. All you can do is go up,
yep. Them
and
lessons stack up too. Them lessons, how much it costs too, especially if you have multiple kids, single parent. I always think about the mom with the single kids, with the single
most,
parent.
well,
Right.
here in California, I do know that the YMCA, they provide free swimming lessons, especially for kids. Also, a lot of your community centers that have pools, they also provide, free swimming lessons because they recognize as well. I mean, it's important that you learn how to swim. You know what I'm saying? It's really, really important. I mean, again,
Yes,
you
yes, but
know,
look, the problem with me is that I didn't. Okay, coming up as a first generation from an immigrant parent, single mom, and not having like access to online or resources, not knowing it, just this is why I say you have to inform yourself, and have multiple, even in Spanish, have forms in Spanish and multiple language, because sometimes we do have people that are here and they got their green cards, they're here trying to make it, but sometimes they don't know of the resources,
right.
and sometimes their own children that are US citizens miss out in certain programs like this that will benefit and help them out in the long run, like what Ed is saying, swimming
Right.
lessons and things like that, you
Uh,
know?
I mean, it's crazy, again, but, uh, we are at the end of the show. So, again, this is some crazy, crazy stuff. I mean, just think about it, y'all. Look at this guy we got sitting up in here. And look at what he's doing. He don't care about nobody but himself. He don't even care about his own people. I mean, again, when it's all said and done, we're going to find out that there's a large section of mega supporters that got caught up in this disaster. You know what I'm saying?
Certain. I'm certain.
All these other things he's doing, he doesn't, and he don't care. But again, he's going to find out that he's literally hurting his people with all of these Medicaid cuts.
No, he doesn't even know.
Oh, well, I mean, he says he don't know.
What he said, right? Remember what he said before.
So he's somebody else. I mean, I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to get into a big old, thing about this, but how about this? So you're going to sit here and tell me that because you're, excuse my language, I don't mean to go here, because you're white, you're not going to be affected by these cuts?
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm saying what he said, like,
my point being, how can he not know that he's not hurting his own people?
Okay. I know what you're saying. Just bear with me and let me explain. Before he signed the bill, what did he say? I told the Republicans cutting Medicare or Social Security could be dangerous for the Republicans, and he still signed the bill. Meaning the opposite of what the bill was going to do. What he's talking about was totally opposite. The bill's cutting Medicaid and all that stuff. You know.
So what I mean? The point being is he knew and just don't care.
Just don't care. Yeah.
Okay. So that's different from not knowing.
Yeah.
Well, he tries to play it off because he's trying to play it off like that. People
right.
Think, well,
But again, there's different than not knowing. So, but anyway, look, y'all, we got this man for another 3.5 years. So I mean, this is not going to be the last time we have these types of conversations. Hopefully, I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody out there, but bottom line, I am not telling you who to vote for. The man has already been voted into office. You know what I'm saying? I'm just voicing my opinion, and I'm pointing out the things that he's doing that is harming America and the American people. So anyway, on that note, please like, subscribe, follow, share, comment, do all of that good stuff. Go to blindunited.org. Check out our website. You know what I'm saying? See all the great things we do over there. Maybe while you're in there, stop and pick up a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Or look at, our current events and learn about some of the stuff we got going on with the 90s party and, future events that we got coming up behind that. So, but anyway, that's going to be it for today. And we'll be back tomorrow. I don't know. The way things are going, we might be calling tomorrow Wacky Wednesday, or Whacked Out Wednesday or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Wicked. Yeah. Okay. So, but anyway, do all you can to try to, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. If you got family down there in Texas, my prayers are going out for all them people down there. And, those that have lost loved ones, as well as those that are still, lost, as well as all of the first responders that are putting their life on the line every minute that they're down there to do what? Help fellow human beings. I'm not even going to say Americans. I'm just going to say
human beings.
Other human beings.
Human beings, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So anyway, everybody, we love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Have a great day.